Hello, everyone. My name is Christopher Rose. I'm author, mentor, life coach, motivational speaker, evangelist, and musician. In this final video for the new track that we're going to be creating today, which is track 4 on the album of the Spiritual Change Volume 2. This track's called Spiritually Renewal of the Mind. And what I'm gonna do in this FL Studio 20 session is do an intro, verse, outro. So let's begin. So first we do the intro. Okay, so we've done the intro, so we're gonna add it into the playlist. So next we're gonna do the verse drums. I just saw that I just have to edit this. Okay, sorry about that. Now we're gonna add the verse drums onto the playlist. I did. I will see. Yeah. Next, we're gonna do the verse melody. So right now I'm just making the melody now. I'm just trying to organize the notes. Okay, so I've done the melody now, so we're gonna add it to the playlist. We're gonna see how it sounds. Oh, sorry. Okay. No, actually, that's correct. So yeah, fine. Okay. Next, I'm gonna do the verse bass. Yeah. So I'm gonna cut the verse bass notes into its own pattern. So just need to do that now. Then I'm gonna lower the bass. I always lower the bass when I produce. So could put some. Actually, I'll leave it for simple. Actually, maybe. So next, we're gonna put some added piano onto the verse. Yeah, I think mix up a bit. So, okay, what I'm gonna do now with the notes from the piano, I'm gonna actually cut them and add it onto its own pattern. Normally, when you add extra sounds into the production, you want to put it in its own pattern, so you'll see why. It just helps to arrange the actual production. So I'm going to add it onto the playlist. Okay, next we're going to do the outro. And how I like to do my outros when I produce, sometimes I do melodies or sometimes I do just a drum pattern. What I'm thinking this evening is just to do a drum pattern and some vocals. So when I put the drums like this, you'll see why I'm doing this. It's a way to just give it a different effect on the beat. So you'll see in a second why. Normally I just added random notes, but you'll see why I'm doing this in a second. Okay. So let's just hear it now. Let's just hear it. So it gives it a random sound. Actually, I might just add. Actually, I may add a melody to it. Something's telling me to add a melody to it, so I'm gonna add a melody to it, just to give it a bit of an effect. So, um, okay, so I've added the extra melody to the outro. Normally, I would have just done the drums, but I just wanted to add a melody to it. So we're gonna add it onto the playlist, and then what we're gonna do after that, we're gonna add in all the vocals. So we've got two vocals to add. One of the soundtrack vocal, so spiritually renewing of the mind, and the second vocal is the spiritual music. So we're gonna add the vocals in now. Just gonna do that now. So with the spiritual renewing of the mind, we're gonna add in every third bar. So normally you count it one, two, three, one, two, three. Obviously, you can be very creative when adding in your vocals, depending on how you do it. But I normally do it in every third to fourth bar. That's how I do it. One, two, three, two, three, two, 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 three, two, three. Okay. One, two, three, one, two, three. Always count when you add in the vocals. It's just to make sure you're doing it correctly. That's what I do. So I always count just to make sure. Then I'm gonna add the vocals right at the end. Actually, it should be, but here should be fine. And I'm gonna add, like I said, I'm gonna add the spiritual music vocals now. Just doing it separately. Here should be fine. Yeah, okay. So I'm gonna add it on every fourth bar. Actually, maybe every second or fourth bar. Let's go with every second bar. Two, 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 two. So obviously you see how I'm layering the track. So obviously doing it bit by bit. That's the best way of doing music production, just to make sure you do it bit by bit. And obviously make sure you do it in every single pattern, different instruments and uh drums that you'll be using. It's quite important because it helps with the layering and the arrangement of the beat. So Okay, so we've done the track now. Um, as you can see here, I was just going to save it before we finish. So what we've actually done now is an intro here with the vocals, verse with the vocals, and outro with the vocals. So what I normally do after I've actually done the beat is save it. I normally save the project first. I always save the project. It's quite important when you produce to save the projects just to make sure the whole track is saved. Because if you don't save your project and you want to add things to the actual beat itself, you won't be able to do that unless you save the whole project. So it's very important every producer does that. So you save the project, then we save the MP3 files next after that. So always, I would always recommend to put it in a folder. That's what I normally do when I produce. So it's in its own folder, and then that's it. You save the MP3. Oh, sorry. Also, as well, just to let everyone know, make sure you put it on song mode, because if you don't put it on song mode, it's not going to save the whole file. So always put it on song mode to make sure it saves the whole file. And yeah, and then just save it after that. So